Melissa Pineda, and today I will be discussing the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. This book was published in 2012. If there's anything you hear today that you like or find interesting, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I put the link in the description on where you can get this book, so check it out if after my review you think it's a book that is worth your time. Now, why listen to my review? Because in under 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you what you need to know about this book and why it's helped so many people. So what is it about? How are you supposed to break the habit of being yourself, and what does that even mean? So one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits, it's another one that I've reviewed. It is all about the idea of changing things about yourself that you don't like. So creating new habits, breaking bad habits, because it is possible to establish new habits and break bad habits. And so Dr. Joe Dispenza argues the same thing, that it is possible to break free of genetics in a way and break free of preconceived notions kind of holding you down. So if you think that you just are a certain way because your parents are a certain way, or this is how you were born, he's saying you can actually redo everything, hardwire your brain differently, and completely break the habit of being you if that's what you want to do. And he tells you how. One of my favorite quotes from Dispenza is, "When how you appear is who you are truly free." So just think about that for a minute. So when how you appear is who you are, you're free. Because, and I'm sure many of you can relate, you often appear a certain way or are very aware of how you appear to others in particular settings. You're truly at peace with yourself if you are who you are inside your house and outside of your house, in front of other people and alone. If that's who you are, you're at peace with yourself. Dr. Dispenza argues that your heart and your mind have to work together. And this is because your feelings and your thoughts have to be unified. An example is, if you think rich thoughts but still feel poor, you will never become rich. So you have to feel it. He's saying whatever you think, you have to wholeheartedly get behind it and really believe what you're thinking, believe what you tell yourself. And I've heard this so many times, but the way you think truly impacts your life. So you can only hold one thought at a time, so better make it a good one, right? Only think positive thoughts. There's no point in thinking otherwise, because you're just gonna bring yourself down. Our actions have to be equal to our thoughts, and our behavior has to match our intentions. And Dr. Dispenza, he gives some really interesting examples in this book, and he says, for instance, you think the way you feel and you feel the way you think. So you start thinking about a negative or frustrating experience, and then you feel the way you did then. So if you're thinking about someone that was rude to you last week, today, you're thinking about it today, but it happened last week, you get just as worked up or upset as you were then. And so your feelings are now controlling your mind and your body, as opposed to you being in control. You're just on autopilot going with your feelings. I found this really interesting. So only 5% of our mind is conscious and 95% is unconscious. So basically we're walking around every day on autopilot, not even thinking. We're just doing the same old thing like robots. We are essentially unconscious for the majority of our day, every day. We live by habit, and Dr. Dispenza is saying we need to break this. So at least be aware of what you're doing, be present in the moment, and don't just go around on autopilot. So I'm not going to go into everything Dr. Dispenza talks about in his book here, but suffice it to say he walks you through the steps that you need to take to change your thought process, for instance, and to change your thought patterns and your emotional responses, as well as your subconscious beliefs. So the core idea here in this book is that your current reality is a direct reflection of your personality, which basically is a collection of habitual thoughts, emotional reactions, and learned behaviors. And so if you can change those learned behaviors and you can break certain habits, you can change your personality, and then that changes your whole reality. So to create the life that you want, to create a new life, whatever life you want, you need to break the habit of being your old self. So Dr. Dispenza talks about how you can rewire your brain because it's not fixed. So by focusing on new thoughts and new intentions, positive thoughts and intentions, you can rewire your brain. Dr. Dispenza says that your genes do not dictate your destiny. You do. So Dr. Dispenza talks about things like you need to first acknowledge your thought patterns and your beliefs and your habits. First acknowledge this. He talks about meditation. He talks about mental rehearsal too. So you really need to practice saying positive things. Practice thinking positive thoughts. And eventually your new desired state, your new desired life will become automatic, just like your old life became automatic. So if you're just going through the routine on autopilot right now and you have habits that you are just kind of a slave to, really, you can break this by doing the steps that he discusses. And then you can rewire your brain and make new habits automatic. And you can really change your life in this way. So he really walks you through it and has helped countless people change their lives in these ways. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I thought the book was really fascinating, and I put some of his suggestions into practice myself. If there's anything today that you found interesting or that you've liked, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. Until next time.